Hey, so I'm going to do a quick demo of how I would clean up the knees in this little cartoony walk cycle. But the main thing really I want is them not to be distracting. So I'm going to use this little bend control. And, I could go in and key in on ones or, make a world space control and polish that in the graph editor, that kind of thing. And that works fine, but it's a little bit tedious. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my polishPath tool. I'm going to hit a key here. And then on frame 4, that's my next kind of good key. It's just this judder in between those two poses. I kind of want it to go smoothly between those. So I'm going to highlight those keys and create a path. And you can see the shape of the path there. It's like, if I zoom in a little bit, it's kind of going down and forward and back. It's kind of jaggedy looking thing. So I'm just going to smooth that out a little bit and maybe ease into that pose a little bit, or maybe even just equalize it a bit more. Just keep the spacing fairly smooth. Let's try something like that. I'm going to bake it with keys only disabled so that it bakes on all these frames. And now you'll see it's just coming much more cleanly into that. I don't mind the pop out of that pose because that's when the foot starts coming forward. I could finesse that as well, but I think that works okay. It doesn't read as noise to me. It reads as just, there is a big spacing change there, but I kind of want it that way. And then let's look at actually, I'll go to the other part of the swing as well. Just, again, there's the same issue here. I like this straight pose, so I'm going to key that. And I like this straight pose. But then again, in between there, there's kind of this bend, straight kind of noise going on. So it's going to hit those range and then create a path. And again, you can see the kind of back and forward of it. So I'm just going to smooth that shape out a little bit, equalize the spacing a bit, maybe ease into the pose a little bit more. So I'm just basically giving it a nice clean path. Let's try baking that. Yeah, much better. And then I'm going to do the last little bit of a tweaking here. Again, it's just feeling a little bit snappy, so I like it here. But let's look at those frames, how it's actually getting into there. You see this kind of overshoots and comes back, where I would rather it's just a bit less distracting. And then maybe ease out of the previous pose, out of the straight one a little bit more. Just soften that a tiny bit and then bake it. Now we've got a much nicer transition out of the straight leg and then back into it again. And, there's going to be a little bit of changing of length of the leg when I do this, obviously, but I think it's acceptable, especially in a kind of a cartoony sort of walk cycle like this. But I'm not looking at the leg now jittering about. It's not distracting me. It's become something that just looks kind of clean and just does what it should and doesn't catch the eye. I hope that helps. Cheers.